Good evening, everybody. This is Leah, Ryan, and Loft Manager Richard from the Pioneer Racing Pigeon Club of Ontario. Richard and I are in Canada, and Ryan is live from Belgium. Late night there, Ryan. I'm going to send it over to you and make sure we are live on Facebook and on YouTube. Go ahead, Ryan.
Hey, yes, I'm here. I am here. Today I'm in Holland. I was at, well, actually, before I say where I was at or what I was doing, welcome, YouTubers, Facebookers, YouTubers, Instagrammers, tweeters, twerkers, whatever you guys are doing, welcome. Remember, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. You guys know what to do. It's very simple. How this show works is if you guys are interactive. That means don't just sit there and watch the show. Participate in the show. Ask some questions. Chat it up a bit. So, welcome. Hopefully, Leah, we are on the YouTube and the Facebook. Everything working good?
Yeah, we are live on Facebook and YouTube. Want to give big shouts out to everybody watching. Amber Loft, Dekine Loft says aloha to you too. Michael Peebler, hello. Mike Green is in the house. David Tracy, Bruce Dixon, Mike Parrish, Tracy is in the house. Chris Marshman. Tracy says LMR got new headphones. Yes, the theme of tonight's show is the color red. We have red curtains. We have red headphones. It's red. Guys, what are we
It's
doing?
red.
This is the
All I can say is,
Pioneer family show where we talk anything and everything to do with pigeons, pigeon racing, pigeon health, pigeon keeping. You name it, we talk about it. Don't be shy if you have pigeon-related questions. Put them in the comments, and Loft Manager Ryan or Richard will do their best to answer them. If not, somebody in our audience always likes to chime in. We are all here to help each other out, folks. Okay, Ryan, you were saying? Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm in Holland. So I was at Luke and Lisbeth Vanderplot's house today, and did the loft tour. And you guys probably seen it there on the Facebook. We did a little bit with him, with Luke, and had to get a hotel. So closest one is just amazing. 20 minutes from his house, and you're in Holland. So I went to Holland for a hotel. Real nice hotel here. They're good with the birds. They let me photograph everything. I did some photos. Maybe Leo will post them up. But the pigeons turned out very, very nice. Oh, the quality in these pigeons are just, again, second to none. But, when you go to these superstar pigeon flyers, they're on a level. It's just, they talk a lot of the same. You hear a lot of the similarities in the actions in the loft, and the calmness in the loft, and the professionalism. The professionalism and the respect of their pigeons, or to their pigeons. Literally, their pigeons are one of them. They really are. The pigeons they're as equal parts of the team. I know with again, going back to talking with Derek Walsh and Darren May, Josh May, and even both the Johns from Formula One. These guys, the pigeons are as one of them. They don't consider them as pigeons. I don't know if that makes sense, but
Well, I think that they consider them as part of the family, as part of the team. As you always say, there's no I in team. And I think that when you get to that type of level, a professional pigeon racing level, as these gentlemen and ladies are, they have figured out that the key to successful pigeon racing is you and the pigeons work as one. You work together.
yeah,
They give you the respect, and you give them the respect in return. And I think once you do that, great things happen, as we've seen.
yeah,
Results speak for
it's pretty
themselves, right?
interesting. Yeah, definitely, that's for
yeah,
sure.
I'd like to kind of elaborate on that. And elaborate is like a $64 word to me. But I look at it, my birds, for example, and those people you're visiting, Ryan, the birds don't know if they're a pigeon or I'm a pigeon or they're a human. So when I go in the loft, or when they go in the loft, and their birds are on the floor or whatever, it's kind of like, can you please just move a little bit out of the way so I could walk through because I don't want to step on your tail. Just like the pigeons' partners in the loft do the same thing. So that's the kind of feeling your birds must have. It's like your dog never runs away from you. Your birds are the same way. It's just that I know what you're, Ryan, what you're explaining is that bonding, and sometimes it takes a few years to get that bonding in before you realize, hey, my birds, they love me, they know me, and I love them, and you got to show that to them, right?
Yeah.
Would you
Yeah,
agree?
you guys will see it. You'll see it when you start watching the loft tours. You're going to see it. I mean, if you can pick up on it, you have to see it. I know I go in there with a camera, and the pigeons, they're okay with me. They accept me right away, you know. And it's interesting to see. I know haven't been to one Flyers loft, you know. On the North American circuit, it's a different feeling when you go into the guy's loft. I'm not knocking them. That's great. Everyone's great. Just different feeling. You know,
Mike
it's just a
Vanderyak,
different
nice. It
feeling.
is
Yeah.
a different feeling. Mike Vanderyak, nice to see you on. He says the fancier is just part of the pecking order of the loft. I don't know. I feel that the
I
fancier is
think,
over
I
there.
think, I think Mike.
Do you think? I don't know. I would say that the
What? No,
fancier
I
is
don't think Mike
always
said
in
that.
control. What?
Mike said that fancier is like the pecking order in the loft, and what that means is when you set up your kitchen table for your family to eat, we all eat in a certain order. We're all like it's all like a comfortable thing. I think that's what Mike said.
The
Yeah,
fancier is part of
I
the loft.
mean,
I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
yeah, the fancier is part of the
Right.
loft, but at the end of the day,
Not a picking part.
Pecking.
He's
He said
he's a
pecking.
picking part, but
pecking,
pecking part or
pecking.
whatever you call it. But he's part
Oh
of
boy.
that whatever.
Yeah.
And I know when I walk to the loft, my birds know me. When I walk with the feet, they know me. And if someone else
You,
walks there, they don't know them.
you,
I could see it
you,
right away.
you want me to? You want me to tell you? You know, I'm gonna tell you, pigeon men, okay? Pigeon men, pigeon women, whatever you want to call it, pigeon people, okay? I was talking with Luke, and he told me about a hen, many first prize winner, many, right? Like, hold on, ready?
Right?
Watch my hands. Many first prize winner, top prizes. Hold on, you see this? Lots,
Yeah.
eh? Yeah, she's
Right.
9 years old on the 9 years old on the race team.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Now, are you ready for this? Do you want me to tell you something? Right? Want me to tell you now something? He says after 2 years old, she didn't. He says, unfortunately, he says I didn't keep the eggs from her. You know, I moved the eggs, I throw the eggs out, blah blah blah. He says 2 years she raced, she was very good. I wanted to keep her. Then she stopped laying eggs, right? So what did he say? Kept her on the team. He says she raced 9 years. He says last year, one tough race, they had a lot of rain. Birds had to come through the rain. He says she didn't come. He says he lost her. He says I was so upset. He says, you know, he says that was like my girl, you know. She said he was like
Yeah.
that was his daughter. She was consistent. She was good. She gave 100%, and he counted on her. He said people even in the club looked at him a little funny, eh? He says, how can I stop her? She likes it. She's good at it. She knows the game, and you see what I'm saying here? You see the different levels we're talking here. We're talking getting to a level, you
Now,
know.
we've got a bunch of questions, so we're going to get to the questions here. We're going to go in order. Glenn Thornley, nice to see you on. He says, I like the photo of Luke's older blue loft. I wonder if this one was also used by his father. Ryan, you did the loft tour today, recording of the loft tour. Did you go in the blue loft? And what's the story on the blue loft?
You got holding. He just showed me the main lofts there. I might go in tomorrow and look. This is a new house. This isn't where him and his father raced. You know what's very nice to see though, and again, you talk about real top class guys. His father is still racing, and he says to me, his father's in his 80s. He says, "My father's making a comeback now. He's making a comeback to win." You know what I'm saying? So when you see, you listen to that, and it's nice. It's nice to see. So his father's flies, he flies, and he flies with his daughter. They're the partners. His daughter lives in Sweden, but they still communicate about the pigeons.
Stan the Man is on YouTube. He has a question. Stan, we're going to get to your question in 1 second. I just want to get to the rest of the questions over on Facebook. Bruce Dixon, nice to see you on there, friend. He says, if there is no bond or feelings between the fancier and birds, it will not work. Racing can't be a business. Breeding maybe, but not racing. And I just want to add to that because I think that is a great point. All the breeders that we are doing auctions for on our Feathers Elite pigeon auction, European and UK tour, you know, I think some of them that are at the national level, at this level, they've been branded over here as quote unquote commercial. They are quote unquote commercial names, and all they're pigeon traders, or they just sell. They all started somewhere. They all started like you or me or Ryan or whoever. They started not being a national winner, not being a federation winner, not being an Olympiad. They worked towards that. And now they're at the level that they're at that level, and their birds are in demand because they have achieved greatness in the sport. It's not about being commercial. It is about going to that level. And now their pigeons are in demand. So I don't want to hear these are commercial.
It's funny. Van Dyke, a few years back bought a bird from Vanderplot's. If I have the story correct, Luke knows a lot of the big names. He's friends with them, but I mean, you guys probably haven't heard of his name. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but Van Dyke, Leo Hermans, these names, they know. He knows them very well. He's friends with them. And, Van Dyke buys a pigeon from him for a very reasonable amount of money and breeds like a triple national winner with his pigeon. So, the big names know this man. The big names they buy in confidence. If they like what they see, they like, remember, between Luke and his father, they have 140 years of pigeon knowledge. So you're not gonna go wrong.
And shouldn't there be a price attached to that knowledge, to that experience, to that type of being able to create that? I mean, I give them credit all day long. You have achieved that. You have done that. Absolutely, you sell your pigeons at the highest dollar amount you can because you've deserved it. You've earned every single penny, in my opinion. I'm going to get off that soapbox.
Yeah. Can I make a couple words here?
Yeah, and then we have more questions. Go ahead,
Okay.
Ed.
Okay. Some people say, do you know that this hockey player or this football player or baseball or soccer player, do you know he's making 100 million a year, 10 million a year, or whatever? Don't you think that's kind of ridiculous? But do you know, for that fellow to get that kind of money, how hard he had to work from the time he was a little boy till he made it to that point? He well deserves it. Do you know how many times Wayne Gretzky got the puck in places where we would never want to get it? And he still got up and played and did right from the beginning. Or the football, soccer player, how many times his shins got hit, his ankles got chopped. And I'm just going to make it short. These people that make it to that plateau, where I'll never be, they deserve what they get. And they associate with the people in their same category. I don't think Wayne Gretzky, when he was playing hot, I'm using his name, the hockey player, when he got right up there, I don't think he was associating anymore with guys playing in Unionville on the men's league on Saturday night, because he earned that plateau and he's up there.
For sure. Well,
Right?
you got to
And he
keep
deserves the
striving.
money.
You got to strive for the best, right? You're never
got-
going to get better if you hang out with bad people, hooligans or whatever, guys that are into trouble and bad stuff. You're never going to get no better. You keep yourself at the bottom. This is when I come here, you know what I feel like? I'm going to be honest. I don't even know anything about racing pigeons yet. I've never had an opportunity to actually race against pigeon flyers, like real pigeon flyers. You know what I'm saying.
And you're, if I could
I'm going to
ask
tell
you
you
this
something.
question.
I'm going to tell you something. You can win a million one-off races, right? It don't mean you know the difference between a racing pigeon, a greyhound, and a horse. Sorry. One-off pigeon racing, yes, it's the fad, and it's good, but it is not learning how to play an instrument. And I am drinking some tea. Back to you, Leah.
Michael Peevler, and then we're going to get to the YouTube comments, I promise. Let's try and make these answers short and sweet here, okay? Because there's lots of questions coming in.
Okay.
Michael Peevler,
Voila.
when Ryan was at the show, the lady that was next to Van He booth, who said she had the real old Jansons, who was flying a long distance, who is she? Ryan?
Monica, yeah,
Monica Vinks?
Monica, yeah, Monica Sphinx,
Vinks.
Marika, yeah, Monica Sphinx, yeah, Sphinx.
Vinks.
We're gonna work with her this year.
Sorry, isn't the last name Vinx? Vinks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vinx. Monica Sphinx.
Yeah. So we will hopefully be able to fit her in our tour here. Ryan spoke with her at the Fugare show. She's very interested in having us come and have a look at her pigeons. So hopefully we will be able to do that. Robert Dodge, you tell Ryan I love what he's doing on Facebook since I can't travel. We're glad that you guys enjoy it. I'm glad that you're enjoying the tours and the shows and everything else Ryan's doing. Much more to come in the next coming months, folks. Stay tuned. Buckle up. You're going to be loft toured out by the end of this. I promise you that. All right, getting to our YouTube comments. Stan the Man, nice to see you. His question, what does a bird's keel mean? I have a hen that's like a skinny feel. The keel sticks out a lot. She feels like she is too skinny or something. Guys?
She's just a deep pigeon.
She's a 2020, by the way. Josh is helping out here in the comments. Thank you for that, Josh. She's a 2020, and he's asking, does she eat? So it's a 2020 bird that's got a pointy keel.
Yeah, probably if she's been like that, or
go ahead.
I can ask a question. She's only 2 years old. The main thing is, number one, is she healthy? Right? Is she healthy? Is she eating good? Is her droppings good? Is she healthy? Or if she's down, we call it down.
But the other question is, has the pigeon always been deep like that? Or has the bird been different? If the bird was never like that and now it's skinny like that, you got a problem.
Well, the other not problem. He may have something good. Maybe he has pigeon fingers, and he's felt birds that feel right. And now he's got a bird that is probably not of the same caliper in the hands, and he's noticing that now. Could be as well, right?
His answer is she is healthy, just built slim. And Josh from, I believe, Ace's High Loft, by the way, just signed up for the Pioneer One Loft race. Welcome to the Pioneer family, Josh. Says some are like that. They mature slowly. Yeah. Thoughts, guys?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and again, it's probably a deeper bird. Probably in the background, they're deeper pigeons, and if that's what you like, that's what you like. There's been some super pigeons that have been deep. I normally don't see a lot of super deep pigeons, but
if I can interject, this is another $64 word, but he obviously doesn't like it in the hands. because he's bringing that out. He's showing, I don't like the feel of this bird in the hands. So he doesn't like it.
Yeah.
And that's where I go with the 1 or 2 second rule. I don't know how long he's had the bird. I don't know when he got the bird, but 1 or 2 second rule, if it's healthy and I handle it and it's deep, it's carcassy, is it buoyant or is it not buoyant? Right off the bat, I just don't like this bird in the hand. Has it got any muscle tone? Anything here between the wings? Any muscle tone underneath? Ask yourself those questions. So I'm just saying, he's probably doesn't like it, but he
We'll have
has
to
it.
ask you, Stan. Did you just notice the keel on this pigeon? This is like, did you just come across it and notice like it's now feeling skinny? Let us know in the comments. We're going to show, I think, Ryan, you're going to show some of the Luke Vanderplas maybe at the end. You're going to show a couple birds for us.
Yeah, I'll show 3. I picked 3 real. This whole lot here was these pigeons. When I took their photo, they literally said to me, "Hey, how's it going? Yeah, we're from the Vanderplas Loft, and we're gonna take some beautiful photos today. By the way, make yourself a tea. It was gonna be very easy, and it was. But no, I'm gonna pick 3 out. I think you guys will enjoy them. The quality on these pigeons is 12 plus. Again, they're listening. Hallelujah, they're listening, and I appreciate the super quality. But you know what, Leah? If there's no other questions,
Ryan, I have a
I think
question
we
for you.
should. Go ahead,
I
Rick.
have a question for you,
Go
Ryan.
ahead.
I heard a rumor that you've been invited on April the 3rd to go and watch approximately a 50,000 bird liberation. Now, the other statement I'm going to make, out of 50,000 birds, there's going to be a lot of key top flyers. So guys that maybe can place in the top 1,000 or 2,000, these guys are Wayne Gretzky's again, or Ronaldo soccer players. And place in the first bird to 10 birds or whatever, those guys out of 50,000 birds deserve, they're there. And these guys, you'll see, they're not one-time wonders. There's a lot of, I would have to say, low flyers in this race as well. Would you agree?
You know what? There's all types. There's all different categories and levels and seriousness. Remember, there's lots of pigeons that are getting trained just for the long distance races. There's guys that specialize in the sprints. There's guys that specialize in the middle distance. There's guys that are learning how to race pigeons. There's guys that are just going to getting out of their home and putting pigeons in and participating. And that's what makes the sport here great. There's all different levels and different reasons why they're in the race. But again, 50,000 pigeons. I don't know. I was gonna say, should I fly the drone?
So
yeah, fly
3rd,
the drone.
Okay, I'm talking now. April 3rd, Ryan has been invited to see the release at Queverane. I guess one of the larger pigeon releases. Would you guys like to see a 50,000 pigeon release? Let us know in the comments. While you guys are letting us know, I want to say hello to Alfred. Colm Van Zoren is in the house. Alfred, you'll be happy to know Ryan at the moment is in the Netherlands. He had to stay in the Netherlands tonight. He couldn't find a hotel in Belgium, so he is in the Netherlands. We will be visiting Alfred and the Van Zorens in the next coming week, so stay tuned for that, folks. We have a question from Heather Green. Is there an age a hen is too old to be a breeder?
No, from what I've gathered from all these pigeon men, the good ones are the good ones, and always, it's okay to let them keep going. Again, they always like the youth. They like young pigeons. But when you find a good hen and she's good and she's breeding good and she's an older hen, there's no problem. I mean, I will go back to 2013. We won the the San Diego Holiday Cup, and the hen that we were breeding out of at that time that bred the winner was 13 years old. So she was an old hen, but she she bred a good one. And these guys, that's one time, but something that I remember. But the good ones are the good ones.
But that hen that
So
was
that's that.
13 years old, that's very, very rare. Usually the hens usually will cut out about 10, 11 years old, maybe. Right? Cockbirds sometimes, hey, 14, 15, whatever. But yeah, I think
So
Heather said, what's the age that the hen maybe shouldn't lay eggs or whatever. I just keep if the hen's worth keeping, keep her going, give her the vitamins, give her exercise, and I have a hen right now that's 15 years old, and I mean she stopped laying about 3 years ago, and I didn't want to eliminate her because I feel good. I love her, and I just put her to. I let her loft fly, and she gets a cockbird, and she can't lay. And when I see she's humped up, I throw an egg under her, and she'll sit it out, feed it, and she's happy as can be. But yeah.
So hopefully that
good
helps.
answer.
ABC Loft, is she worth keeping around? All her youngsters just feel just like her, not good in the hands. Okay, so that's ABC Loft. Getting back to the carcassy or Keeley pigeon that he has. Um, I mean, that's kind of a question you have to ask yourself, ABC, but what do you guys think? And then Alfred has a
Well,
question for you, Ryan. Go ahead.
oh boy. No, if she's deep and the youngsters come out deep from her, or it's the same, and you're not happy, and the results aren't there, then it's a pigeon you don't want. You have to like what you have in your loft too. If it's a deep
How's the
pigeon,
cockbird?
how's the cockbird? Yeah, I don't know. We're get into 500 reasons here. You got to like what you like. If you like it and it's breeding good ones, then okay. If you don't like it and it's not breeding good ones, then you know what? I think you've answered the question.
Is the bird
Okay.
buoyant?
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
God.
actually, Stan or ABC Loft, excuse me, said yes, very buoyant. Pigeon is very buoyant.
Okay.
it's
You know,
healthy.
ABC Loft, I think you got to trust yourself and trust your gut and go with what you think is best because obviously we're not there. We can't handle them. We can't feel them. We don't know your results. Trust your gut. Do what you think is best. Okay, moving
I think
on.
what you have to do as well is let me say something. Take the young ones, they're healthy, they're deep. Put them on the race team, fly them on a respectable level. They must be healthy and they must be trained properly. Fly them and see what you have at the end. And if the young ones aren't coming, you don't have them you lost them, or they come like 4 or 5 hours after the first birds, like then I would say you guys don't cut it. If you don't, if you don't like the feel of deep birds, don't keep deep birds.
Okay, so everybody does want to see the 50,000 bird release, and they'd also like to see the arrivals. So that might be tricky, but we can definitely do the release. Okay,
Ooh.
Alfred says on Saturday, March 5th at 9 a.m., I have to bring Olympic Henny in for the presentation of the Olympiad pigeon. He would love for you to be there.
Where is that
Okay,
going to be?
we'll be there. Okay, so where is that, Alfred? Or contact Ryan. I think March 5th, you're at the Houghton. I
I
think
think he's
the
getting
5th is.
presented at Houghton.
Oh, Alfred, are you
Then I'll
getting
be
your
there.
Olympiad presentation at the Houghton show? Let us know in the comments because, yes, Ryan will be there at the Houghton show. Okay, what were we just talking about? Brian Mansker wants to see live 50,000 pigeons. All right, April 3rd. April 3rd, Ryan will be at Queverrain to see the 50,000 bird release. Alfred says, I think he said yes at Houghton. Yes, okay.
Yeah,
So,
I'm going to be
Alfred,
there. Don't worry.
message Ryan. He will be at Houghton on the 5th, and absolutely we will record you receiving your award. We'll do it live. Absolutely, we will. For sure.
Well, you know what we'll do? We'll make a poll. If Alfred, if you're listening, well, which you are, we'll figure out what time they're going to present, and then I'll go special live with you up there receiving the award. I'll get right on that stage with you and film you. We'll do her the Feathers Elite style. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Okay, I think we have a tip, Ryan, from your buddy Derek Walsh from Ireland. Guys, if you haven't checked out the little mini tour that Ryan did with Derek Walsh live, be sure to check that out over on our YouTube channel. We haven't even showed you the actual loft tour or the question and answer. You guys are going to love that. But we have a little tip here from Derek Walsh. You want to explain a little bit what he's talking about in this tip, Brian?
Listen, that's it. Use your ears now and listen.
Okay, so here we
That's
go. A
it.
little pro tip. Let's try not to talk over each other. A little pro tip from our man, Derek Walsh from Ireland, for you guys at the Pioneer Club. Here we go.
2021 National Ace Pigeon Inland.
Inland in Ireland, yeah.
The champ. You're the man.
Well, the pigeon won the race anyway. I didn't do the flying, but yeah, he won it.
You helped out just a little bit.
But I done my best to make it possible for him.
Perfect. Derek, what's a good tip that maybe someone doesn't know? So something that it's important.
I just try to keep things as simple as possible, you know. I don't individualize with any one particular pigeon to try and get the best from him, because if I'm doing that, well, then I'm not doing it with the rest of them. So all the pigeons are treated exactly the very same. There's not one pigeon treated any different to the other. It's a team performance, a team effort. I suppose one thing that I have learned in particular with the cocks is that it's very important that they see you as one of the team.
What does that mean? One of the team?
They trust you implicitly, you know. They trust you 100%. It all revolves around whatever you do, they obey.
Okay.
For example, you know if the widowed cocks are out and they're out banging around and flying around and they're cracking off the loft and coming back, you know, when you walk around the loft or come down around the corner to let them in, they know exactly what's going on. They all get excited. They all, you know, they accept you as the governor, the boss, you know.
Do you ever come in the loft upset?
Of course you would, yeah. But funny enough, when you do come into the loft and something's on your mind and you're not yourself, it's amazing how much the pigeons can pick it up from you. You'll all see them; they'll all kind of go back on their heels because they know you're not right either. So I try to leave everything outside the loft before I come in. Something bothering me, I try to forget about it before I come in here because you know, it's introducing unnecessary stress to the pigeons as well. People might say when cracked or whatever, you know, but it is removing any unnecessary stress from the pigeons.
So you believe that the pigeons, these widowhood cocks or the young birds or any of the birds that you're working with to race, they pick up on good energy, they pick up on bad energy, they feel it?
Yeah, I think they pick on negativity, you know. I think they do. I mean, if you came into the loft and you're really annoyed about something, of course they're going to be watching you. They watch everything. Pigeons are highly intelligent, you know. If they're able to fly 700 miles in a day from the south of France to England or to Ireland or Northern Ireland, well, you know what? They can't be stupid, can they?
No. So there you go.
Stupid.
There you go. A simple tip. Very simple.
Just do your best for the pigeons. You do your best for them. There's nobody who knows everything about pigeons. Every day is a school day. I mean, I certainly don't know everything about them, and far from it. I'm only back in pigeons 2015. But I try to learn something new, and I always made it a point to surround myself with people that are in the know about pigeons, the right people that will give you the right direction and advice if you have an issue or if you have something to ask. I mean, I was very fortunate. I have a very good friend that has helped me to no end over the last 5 or 6 years. Stuart Fawcett in Durham, and we speak probably every other day, you know, and he's been invaluable, fantastic to me, you know. So if I have an issue of something on my mind, I'll always ring him and he'll say, you know.
I've heard the name Stuart before.
Yeah, he's top class, yeah.
Well,
and if anything, you know what, if he doesn't know it, it's probably not worth knowing.
Well, there you have it. Derek Walsh, nice little few tips in there. Pick out what you guys like. Super Champion Sprint Machine right here. You see him, he looks just like a sprinter. Some say he's a shorter Usain Bolt. I don't know.
Stop.
Thanks, Derek.
Okay, thanks, Ryan.
There we go, guys. Well, what do you have to say about that? Is there really anything to say? I think he summed it up quite beautifully.
Well, there you go. I told you. You see the level they're thinking on, right? They think on another level. So if I ever come here to fly, Leah, I'm gonna have to do some adjusting with my hair or something. I don't know. To get on another level.
Dad, what did you think about those wise words from national winner of Ireland, Derek Walsh?
Very good. And the man wasn't dictating, like he was very, I don't know how to explain it. He wasn't just truthful, shooting straight from the hip. That's what I say. Yeah. That's the way I look at it.
Tony DeCesare,
straight from the hip.
I think people get too nervous before a big race and the birds pick up on it. I think you're probably 100% right. I feel that they can feel your energy. I know Ryan goes in and he's hyper to begin with, but if he doesn't calm himself down before he goes in the loft, the birds can feel it. I've been with him on camera and they can feel it. And I truly believe, I think that is like, you know, I know there's tips about feeding and about what to put in their water and what to put in their diet, but I think that is almost one of the most important tips for pigeon flyers.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I'll give you a small example.
Go ahead. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ricky.
A small example is if you're basketing for shipping night and you worked late that day, and you know, I always like before shipping night, I always like to be there a couple 3 hours before I basket. And I'll go in the loft and I look at the birds and I sit and I watch them and maybe I have to give them a little more feed or give them some feed, or I watch them, I sit relaxed, right? And then I take my time basketing. But sometimes if you're working and you work late and you go, I got to be at that club at 7 o'clock and I got home here at 6:30. You jump right out of your car, you grab the basket, you run in there, you start grabbing birds, throwing them in the basket. I got to be at that club. You know what? You lost the race. You got your birds all wound up. They see you're nervous coming in. You lost the race. Done. And then you'll ship your birds to the race and you'll say, oh, my bird was 50th, 100th in the combine, 200th in the combine. What's wrong with my pigeons? These pigeons I bought are garbage. What's wrong? No. But you missed that part. You got your birds all riled up. Or you're going to be late getting home and you tell your wife or you tell your brother or your son or your daughter, get in there and go basket those birds. I'm going to be home in 15 minutes. I got to go to the club. You lost the race.
I agree 100%.
Not correct?
And, you know, the great thing about the Pioneer Racing Pigeon Club is our shipping times are basically all day long. Our shipping is open on Thursdays, all day Thursday, all night. We don't have a set time. You don't have to be there. And if you're not there at 7 o'clock, you're not allowed to ship. Because I know that you guys have been members of clubs where they're very particular on what time you show up and you better be there. And if you're not there, you don't get the birds on the truck, right?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. I know we've been
that happens.
five
That happens.
after the hour. Oh, I'm sorry you can't ship. Oh, I'm sorry you can't ship. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, Jay-Z says
But
not just birds, all animals know when something is not right. 100%. I know with my dog, all I have to do if they're doing something naughty is just raise my voice just a little bit from my regular tone, and they know right away mommy's not happy with them. They know it. Anyway, moving on.
100%. You know what? You come home on a regular basis. You come home from work through the week. You maybe sit down and have a pop, have a beer, have a Kool-Aid, whatever. You sit down, you relax, you go out, you feed your birds. It's really good. Whoa. But for some reason, the odd shipping night, you got to be late because you had to work or you got stuck in traffic and you walk in there just like a beast. Come on, get in that basket. We got to get going. Yeah, there you go. So 100%.
Tony Cesare, champions in everything have a calmness about them. Oh, absolutely. And I think that's something else that you've noticed, Ryan, about not only the 4 flyers that you've gone to visit so far, but this isn't the first time Ryan's been to Europe. This isn't the first time Ryan has, and Richard, have visited the greats over there. And they all have certain qualities amongst them. And one of them being they are very calm people.
Yeah, they are. I gotta give. I want to give a special thank you to Stuart. Stuart's helped me out here a little bit on this trip. I needed some help with a few things, and he's been there to help. But one of the things was I had asked Stuart. I said, "Black tongue. What is it? What is it?" And I said, "Is it sickness? Is it this?" He says, "No, it's black tongue is lack of the blood circulation. The blood circulation is not circulating good through a pigeon. It's not running through the blood's too thick. The blood's too thick on the pigeon. That's where the black tongue comes from. It says it has nothing to do with sickness. It is just the blood is running. From what I gathered, blood is too thick."
So what's the answer then to get rid of that? Maybe give them more garlic in the water. Garlic thins blood, right?
Yeah. He just said it's just the blood is too thick on the pigeon. The bird is not in perfect shape. He says it doesn't mean the bird is sick. It's not in perfect condition. But that was a tip from Stuart, and like Derek said, Derek goes. We had a good 20-minute conversation on black tongue. So.
Dominiguez Loft, I hope I said that right, has a question. How do the champs in Europe feel about road training?
Everyone plays the piano different. Derek Walsh, he likes to train, 50, 60 times the youngsters. Darren May, he likes to go up 15, 20 times. Formula One Loft, they train every day, maybe 30, 40 times. And Luke, 15, 20 times. But, he said, like Snickers Donkers there, that they train the young birds 5 times a day.
Wow.
There you go.
How far?
Did the 5 miles, 3 miles, 20 miles? These guys, they're everyone plays the piano differently, right? But it's what you want to get out.
So basically,
and respectfully, they're always training respectfully. I mean, I believe when you go 5 times a day, they're what they call is they're putting the finishing edges, the sharpening of the blade, short. Maybe 3 to 5 miles. I'll tell you another really good story. Getting back to Derek Walsh, he trained his youngsters 60 times. He says they're well-oiled machines twice a day, morning and evening, right? He trains them 30 times to 5 miles, and then he gets them out. The farthest he takes them is 50 miles only a couple times, and then he sticks them at 17 miles. And he won the first young bird race. He trounced them. He beat everyone. He went out on the on the Monday to, he took him 17 miles, and he had a falcon go through him. And he said it took him all day long. They straggled in. Now, these were pigeons that were trained tremendously, right? And he said, Ryan, he said to me, I had to give them a full day off. I left them in the loft, and he said, I thought to myself, what am I going to do? And he says, I've got to give them confidence within themselves again. So he says, I take them right back to 3 miles. He says 3 miles in the morning, 3 miles in the evening. That night, he shipped them to the Young Bird National, right? He took the first 9. Never been done in the National. So the birds had a horrible training toss on Monday. He gave them Tuesday off. Wednesday, two 3-milers, just to get them feeling, hey guys, we're right on the roll here. And then into the National, 9 together. Thank you very much. You know what that's called, eh? That's called seeing the Army, seeing your team, and knowing how to play the piano. Cheers.
Sean on YouTube says, I was feeling angry, but when I see FIFA, I feel like a star because I learn something new every time I watch Ryan, Leah, and Loft Manager Richard. Well, we're glad you're enjoying the show, Sean. Thank you for tuning in. Derek Tavares has a question. I noticed that a lot of the flyers you're interviewing win with large drops. Have you asked them if maybe there is something they practice to achieve large number of drops, right?
First of all, every one of them, if a bird is not producing good, they're out. The second part, they're very quick to bring in birds. They're constantly bringing in birds. So, they're if they don't bring in birds, they're sitting still. They're sitting back, like they're going backwards. They like to test pigeons, and again, they work their birds as it's a team. And you heard Derek Walsh. He doesn't favor pigeons, because if he's favoring one, he's lacking on the rest. When you see the loft tour of Derek Walsh, you want to see 50 widowhood cocks in a loft. Okay? It's going to be something that you ain't never seen before. It's going to be what I call perfection. When you see the Vanderplot's video as well, you see how he has them. You're going to see these guys are very particular of what they're doing, and they don't like to leave stones unturned, but they work them as a team. Derek Walsh, I says to him, you single toss, you double toss? Absolutely not. He says, if I want a team performance, why would I break my team down? My team goes up together, they stay together. Focus, focus, focus. Anyways,
good job.
That's that.
Okay, Mike Parrish. Almost seems like 2 to 3 miles doesn't do anything for pigeons that are trained out.
Well, I don't know. These guys here, when they fine tune them. They have them up, home, in. It's these sprint guys, very repetition. They're again. I hate to say it, but a big problem, I think, in North America is that people can't practice to learn how to sprint race and understand the mechanics of how to do it, and then have a middle distance category where you can fly middle distance races, and then you can fly long distance races, so you can learn. I mean, if I came to Belgium, the first thing I'm going to want to fly is sprint racing, because I'm going to learn how to hone the skills better feeding, better communication with the pigeon, understanding the pigeon, watching the pigeon, motivating the pigeon, working together. When you're trying to condition pigeons for 90 miles, and in 7 weeks from now, you've got to have them at 350 miles, you know what? What are you doing? You're not becoming good at anything. You're just roll the dice. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, say it
Hello?
again, Richard. I had to shut your mic off because you walked
Yeah.
away. Go ahead.
Okay. I think the fellow asked the question, what real benefit is a 3-mile toss when a bird's already been tossed out regularly 20 miles, 30 miles, 50 miles, right? So what benefit is really a 3-mile toss? Because all they do is just get up and within a few minutes they're home. But I think the benefit is 3 miles is nothing for condition. But what it does, like what Derek said, it it brings that, what should I say, that what did
Confidence?
you use that word, Ryan? I can't. Confidence. It brings that confidence back.
It's sharpening. It's
Yeah.
sharpening the
So
brain. It's sharpening the
yeah, the
brain.
confidence back. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not. So in other words, it's your loft manager saying, looking and saying, you guys had a bad toss. You had whatever situation happened there. The birds were, it took time. Birds came in dribs and drabs. Well, now I know how you guys feel. There's something lost there in the confidence. I'm just going to take you 3 miles and get your mind back into a safety position where you're confident in what you're doing. And it has absolutely nothing to do with conditioning in the muscle tone.
Hey,
It's
I'm going to tell you something.
up here.
Getting a bad car
Well,
accident, getting a real bad car accident, okay? The next
yeah.
time you get in the car, you're going to be scared. You will be. It's automatic. You're going to be scared. It's the same, until even just to drive to the
You're
store, you
hot.
go, you got to build the confidence back.
I'm going to exactly what you're saying. Today, I took a drive to visit a great pigeon flyer, a person that has bought in the last few years birds from Feathers Elite. And I was on my way, and the GPS wasn't working right on my phone, and I had an idea. And I'll tell you something. I was on my way to find the place, and I got sort of lost, and I felt like, where am I going? I didn't know east from west from north, and so I lost confidence in myself. And I thought I'll eventually get there, and I did. And it was like a half an hour later than I was supposed to be there. But that's, yeah.
It just builds up their confidence again. We're going to get to some more questions here. Heather Green, how many of the people Ryan talks to use droppers for racing?
Derek Walsh is the dropper. Derek Walsh is the dropper. No. And remember, guys, say dropper. What is a dropper? It's all a dropper is a confidencer. As when you let up a dropper and the dropper boom lands on the board, he tells the group it's okay. It's good. Yes, it's good. It's safe. It's nice. Well, Derek Walsh, he's the dropper. He stands at the board. He makes sure when his birds come home from the toss, when he's there, he gets them in. He gets them in. He's right with them. He's right with them. Lots of these guys, they'll use droppers. But it's all depending on the level you want to go. If you want to be a dropper, you can be a dropper. You want to use powders, but yeah, most of these guys, they're all using droppers.
They're using droppers?
Yeah.
If I can, you know what I feel? I don't like to use droppers, but where I'm going to say I like to use droppers. If you get later in the season here, into the late September races, and the hawks start hitting, my birds start losing confidence. So they arrive, and they know the hawks could be around, and that's what happens they may make a couple circles, right? But if you haven't trained to a dropper at that point, you throw your dropper out, and it tells that bird that's coming it's safe. They feel, well, the dropper, you have him in a basket, you throw him out. The dropper doesn't know, he just goes to the board. Your bird lands. So that's a confidence builder for the bird that's arriving when hawk season starts around here. Right?
Okay. Yeah, I would use droppers all the time. That's just me.
Sean says that he starts.
Well, you can't just show. Excuse me.
Go ahead.
You can't just show a dropper at the last two races. You got to get those birds used to your dropper.
Use it from start to finish. It's a tool that you can use. It's like you make a call to call the birds in. That's a tool you're using. So you know what? If you're going to go out and play this game, you might as well use the tools that are on your side, right? I don't give a shit about the end of the races with the Hawks. When I'm flying 100 miles, I want to win it. How do I win it? Get the damn birds in. That's when I want to win it. At 300 miles, yeah, there could be Hawks around, but normally 300-mile pigeons, they come in like greased lightning, or 400 or 500-mile pigeons to the board, bang, and they're in. That's it. Use the tools. It's there for you to use. Use them. I mean, if you don't want to use them, you don't have to. Or you can be the dropper yourself. But if you can't start being the dropper yourself, you got to do that from day one. You got to be on that board. You got to be working with those pigeons. So, anyways, back to you, Leah.
Sean
Okay,
says,
sounds like I've been told.
Okay, I've got questions here. Let's try not to interrupt
Go
each
ahead.
other. Sean says, I actually started tossing from 3 miles or 2, and he says, and after one toss by 3 miles, my birds get home almost everywhere I send them. I don't want to use any droppers at all. Sean says droppers is for knobs, Ryan. Ryan, you're a knob.
Okay.
He's kidding. He's kidding. He did the L.
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Tracy's asking, who was it that had the beacon light? That was Formula One Loft, John Gladwin. Online auction open right now at Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. Let's get the little. Well, Ryan's making another tea. You're going to be peeing all night long, Ryan. Formula One Lofts online right now at feathersleypigeonauctions.com, FIPA.ca, or FIPAUK.com. 10 of the best. The Franz Walls, direct Franz Walls. He, by the way, John Gladwin, a Golden Doif, 22 Golden Doif champion. Some super lots to have a look at. His auction closes on Saturday, so when the show's over, head on over to our website and check out the lots. Check out the loft tour. Check out the question and answer. Coming tomorrow will be the lot viewing with John Gladwin and John Cowlin. I will be releasing that video tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, so stay tuned for that. On Wednesday, we have the Derek Walsh auction opening, which means I will release his loft tour on Wednesday over on YouTube. So stay tuned for that. You know what I wanted to show, Ryan? That neat photo, the couple photos that you took at Luke's place today of that cool, I'm going to show it. I'm going to show it now.
Great. Yeah, go ahead. Show her up.
Let me, I'm going to do a dually photo here so everybody can see. Let's do this. Guys, these are some neat things that Ryan sees along the way on the tours. Obviously, do you guys know what that is?
So it looks like a widowhood basket type thing.
From I don't know what year.
The basket.
Ryan, tell us the story on these baskets.
Yeah, it's got a funny sort of shape to it. It's like an hourglass shape, but it only holds 4 birds, and I think it was probably back in the wartime. And like me and Luke said, Luke found this. Someone was throwing it out, and he seen it on the side of the road, and he knew what it was. And like we said, could you imagine the story that basket could tell, right? A guy had that basket taking his 4 pigeons, maybe to the club or going training or, put on his bicycle, whatever. But just a simple, straightforward 4-bird widowhood basket. Very nice. When I seen it in his living room. I knew right away, eh? So he showed it to me, but beautiful, beautiful basket.
Looks like it's in great shape.
Yeah, and he found it in the garbage.
Somebody
was throwing it away. Amazing. I wonder how old it is. Somebody is saying, Mike Vandriak for training on a passenger train.
Maybe, yeah.
Whoa. Yeah.
David Tracy has a question. Speaking of the Tracys, before we get to his question, everybody, Pioneer family and friends, we want you to wish David and Sherry Tracy a very happy anniversary. I believe it was their anniversary yesterday. Look at how cute they are. Pigeon Roost Farm. So happy anniversary to you guys. David Tracy has a question. Let me get you guys back on the screen. Here we go. David, when buying an auction bird from Europe, what are the additional charges to get them to North America? Good question, David. Brian?
Oh, I thought you were taking that one, Leah.
No, I'll leave it to you.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to import the birds once everything opens up here. We're going to get them all over. Again, you're going to have to cover the importing on the Canadian side of that. It's not going to be a crazy price. You're looking at roughly around $100, 100 or 125 to bring them over. That won't obviously include the postage to you. So, probably said and done. If you bought one bird, you're probably looking around, I'd say $250 in that range.
To import.
And we're gonna import them and get them to you. Again, I'm not sure when the border's going to open. I know it's going to open sooner rather than later because things can't stay still for too long. The benefit to this is, guys, in China, they've closed importing down. They had some problems. So now the Chinese sort of aren't buying, which is good. You're going to get these birds at Canadian prices, which is great. You would never get this anywhere before. Normally, if you're buying off a European site, you're going to pay in euros, okay? And, you ask Leah, the Formula One pigeons, they're in pounds. I think they average like 2,000 pounds a pigeon. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. The quality of these pigeons, if you have to wait 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, you have to wait 2 years. I know that's a long time. I'm not saying that. You're okay. Trust me. You're going to win here all day long. This is a win-win-win for the North Americans. And the guys in Europe, Belgium, Holland, UK, Ireland, you're triple winning because you're going to buy your own continent pigeons in a Canadian dollar. So, you know what? We kind of wanted to make everyone win a little bit here. Those who are patient will be very happy. I promise you that.
All you really have to do, let's just take an example, Formula One, which is online right now at Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. I would like you, once the show is over, to take a look at what the birds are going for right now at Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. And then I want you to go over to the Formula One website. Yes, they do have a website, formula1lofts.uk, I believe. And I want you to go and take a look at his breeders. And I want you to see that it is the exact same pairings that we have in our auction. And he is selling youngsters out of those pairings. They start at 2,000 British pounds. And then I want you to get your conversion calculator out, and I want you to convert 2,000 British pounds into Canadian dollars or US dollars. And then you tell me who's getting the deal here. All day long, you guys are getting it. You're getting it. The Europeans are getting it. The UK buyers are getting it. And I don't know if next year we're going to be in the Canadian dollar. Things might be changing next year at Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. This might be the last year that you will be buying these pigeons in Canadian dollars. So please, guys, listen. A little tip from me. Take advantage of the sales that are going on and that will be going on for the next couple months at Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. Because next year it might be different. That's all I'm going to say about that one. Go ahead, Ryan.
There you go. Yeah, that sums that up pretty straightforward. You guys will be happy. Trust me. Ricky, you all right there?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
And you might
I'm good.
Go ahead.
I'm going to backtrack a little bit here about the 50,000 bird liberation, Ryan. If you can get in there, get about 150 to 200 feet ahead of the liberation. Get your camera on, and as many pigeon poo-poos that can hit you, everyone is the best of luck.
All right, I'll try that for you, Ricky.
Just whatever
Go
you
ahead,
do,
Leah.
don't get in the way of
But
the release,
but I
and
advise
don't mess up
you
the
one
release.
thing.
Yes, Dad.
Put some glasses on or something, or even a helmet.
There you go. Somebody wanted to know what's the distance, Queverain, that release. Do you know what the distance is for the flyers that are participating? As we get closer to the date and Ryan attends it, we'll have more information on it. But I do know that it is a huge race over there, one that I see over and over again on the pedigrees. So do you know what the distance is?
Well, everybody is obviously different. Some guys are probably at 80 miles. Some guys are at 120 miles. Guys are at 50 miles. There are, I mean, you can race Quivrin. I think it's almost like every week, pretty much. You can stick your birds there, just keep banging them off out of there. And, you know, it's learning how to home, as we say, sprint racing, right? You know,
So this is
so
youngsters.
So what's
it
the
just
furthest
depends.
distance?
Oh, yeah, no, this is going to be old birds.
Yeah, I was going to
Oh,
say,
there's
because how
guys
can they
flying.
Oh, okay.
how can they be
Yeah.
racing in April if it's youngsters? It's old bird racing, guys. Old bird racing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the start of the old birds.
Decline Loft, will the
The
birds
start.
still be available even after the auction is over? Well, yeah, I think what he's asking is, once we start a working relationship with these breeders, the relationship continues. So this is not the first time that we're going to be representing any of the breeders that you see within the next couple months. And if you are looking for something in particular, you contact us and we will put you in touch with the breeder, or we will do the deal. You tell us what you're looking for and we'll contact the breeder and do it for you. That's what we do. We represent our breeders and we represent our buyers. So absolutely, if there's something that you're looking for and you don't get it at auction because you miss out, or whatever the situation, and you'd like the same way bred, let us know. We will contact the breeder and we will set something up for you. Go ahead, Ryan.
And the rules are, once the auction closes, what the man's price is the man's price. So I will not go to the man and say, I need the same way bred for 1,000 Canadian dollars. I will not do that. That's disrespectful and disgusting. So when the man says the pigeons are 2,000 pounds, that I'm not asking for a price. That's what I don't care if you order 10 pigeons. That's his price. So please do not ask me to swindle a deal. The answer right now and will be forever, no.
No, you're 100% right. The birds are up for auction. That is your opportunity. If you want them at quote unquote auction prices, if you want to buy them direct from the breeder or at a later date, the price will probably not be the same as what you see them sold for at auction. Heather Green. Okay, do you or Richard or any other pigeon loft owners use anything to keep you organized and keep track of your birds' progress for breeding and racing?
Oh, you're talking like if you're looking for the pedigree software, I think there's a good one. It's called PigeonDB.com. PigeonDB. It's like PigeonDatabase.com. What's great about it, I liked it. I don't have pedigrees going now or whatever. I'm too busy. But what's great is it can hook up to your iPhone, your tablet, your laptop. You know, you can use it right on your phone. Put in photos. That's a good one. And I think the benzing. If you're using a benzing clock and you have an M3, you get all that. You get the pedigree software. I haven't used the pedigree software on the benzing, but everything that I've seen in benzing is a 10 plus Grand Slam home run. I do want to say I am going to give a round of applause to Thomas Zimmerman and the benzing team. They had by far the nicest booth at Fugare, up to date, up to speed, quick, fast, and congratulations on their release of their new I think it's M2 clock,
M2.
the new one. Yeah, the M2. That's a super clock, and go ahead, Leah.
Sorry, I was just going to interject here. I do have a video. Ryan did a separate interview with Thomas Zimmerman from Benzing on our YouTube channel where he does show the brand new Benzing M2, as well as explaining a little bit about the Benzing Blue solution that we will be using in the Pioneer One Loft this year. I will upload it over to our Pioneer Facebook page tomorrow, but if you guys want to see it before then, If you check out our YouTube channel, you will see Ryan's interview with Thomas Zimmerman. It's about a 15-minute video where he goes through the Benzing products and talks a little bit about the new M2. Brian Mansker says, Pigeon DB all day long. He says, there is a new one that I have been beta testing, and it is incredible. Well, what's the new one, Brian? Let us know what the name is. Or you can just do what Law Manager Richard does and just writes it down on a little piece of paper.
Yeah, no, and
That's
again,
100% right.
they discontinued the M1s, so now it's just going to be G2s, M3s, and M2s. We're going to get Thomas on closer to Pioneer season, Leah. See if we're going to get. I think we're going to get an M2 to practice on and play with.
Oh, cool.
But everything there at Benzing is just it's really good. The booth was packed. People enjoyed it, and Thomas very good. You know, good on the camera, knowledgeable. He knows his product, and that's what I love to see. I love the people who know their product and stand behind it and get it. You know what I mean? We talk about it, buying memory cards for the cameras. You know, forget Best Buy, forget these places, forget them. Forget it. They don't know their business. And it really screws up people when they go on these things to try and do what I'm doing here, and you don't have a big enough size, or they give you the wrong information, the wrong product. With Benzing, you don't have that problem. These people know their way around the clock. Back to you, Leah.
Rob Wong has a question, and then let us know in the comments if you guys would like to see a sneak peek of the Luke and Lisbeth Vandenplas lots. Let us know in the comments while I get to Rob Wong's question. What modern-day automated devices or technology are European lofts using to run their lofts nowadays?
Well, some, people, everyone is different. Derek, he has the automatic cleaners in some of the loft. He likes it. He still likes the old way. Derek didn't show this on camera. I'm going to let this one out of the bag. Every day, the boxes get blowtorched in the morning and at night. Every box, every day.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't show that one on camera, but it was just, you turn the blowtorch on, through. The ceramic pots, the ceramic feed pots. Now, not the natural, not the pickstone natural, the ceramic pots for feeding. Blowtorch them out. The drinker, blowtorch that out.
Wow. Tracy has a question.
Every loft there was a blowtorch. Every loft there was a blowtorch.
Tracy has a question. Is Benzing the clock of choice in Europe? And Shiraz over on YouTube is asking, where are you reading the questions from? We're both live on Facebook and on YouTube, Shiraz, so you're not seeing the Facebook questions because I'm picking them up over on our Facebook page. So that's where we're getting the questions from. Is Benzing the clock of choice in Europe, Ryan?
I think it's the choice of the world, really. It's the best clock. I mean, if you went and take a look and watch the video, you take a look at the Benzing stand and then look at Unicons. It's just a purple sign that says Unicon. Benzing's making moves, right?
Yeah, they're always expanding and they're always growing. And Benzing is not a new company. They didn't just start out. They've been around since 1863, I believe. I think 1863.
Yeah, 1860. If I can interject here, that's another $64 word. But Benzing has been around, I think, from 1869. Now, let me ask you a question. How long has Unicon tips or Taurus been around?
Maybe 25 years.
I don't really
30
know.
30 years, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe 25 or 30
maybe
years.
50.
But hey, that's besides the point. That's besides the point. The other clock companies sit still and Benzing moves forward.
What we're talking about is experience in the market. Experience in the market. Technology, experience in the market. You talk about a pigeon flyer that has experience for 100 years, 150 years. he's got experience in the pigeon flying game. So you talk about somebody that's been in Benzing clocking system since 1869. That's experience in the game. So
100%.
experience
That's right.
is
We get it.
experience, 100% experience. So there you go. You're flying with a Unicorn. Unicorn's looking at Benzing, or Taurus looking at Benzing, and they're going, wow, look what they're doing. Well, can we get in there and try and copy this system? So
Bruce
there you
Dixon,
go.
kind of a dumb question. Bruce, never a dumb question. Bruce, by the way, is over on Facebook asking a question. Do the Benzing clocks and Unicon work together? If your club is set up with Unicon, are you stuck using that make? I will take this one. If your club does not have a Benzing club unit and only has a Unicon unit, then you are forced to use Unicon. They have to have the proper club unit that is compatible with the Benzing clocks. So you have to get them to get the club unit, or you have to purchase the club unit as well to use at your club. Tony would like to see a sneak peek at the lots. Heather would like to see. Ralph is asking, how do you mix salt with the grit? Do we use cooking salt? Oh, that's a great question. Guys, salt.
Yeah, keep the salt with them. You can use table salt. You can use kosher salt, or sea salt. I think is the best. You can mix
Coarse
it with
salt.
the grit. Coarse salt, yeah, sea salt. Keep it
Yeah,
with
coarse.
them. Keep it with the breeders for sure. Pretty much all the time, and keep them used to it. When you first add salt in, don't give too much, because you got to get the birds used to it, because they'll overdose on salt, then you kill them. So you got to be gentle, get it slowly into the diet. Go ahead, Richard.
Yeah, I always keep the salt in a separate container. I leave it with them all the time. You start them slow, leave it with them all the time. I don't mix it in with the grit. I like to give the grit about 3 or 4 times a week fresh. If you mix it in with the grit and you leave it there, the salt will tend to, I don't know what you say, the moisture gets it in there and it gets a little sloppy. So
Yeah,
I keep
that's
the
right.
salt
Richard's
separate,
right.
and I leave the salt all the time with them, all the time. All the time. When they want it, they'll go and get it. Cleans the throat out, it helps, it'll help them. But don't mix it with the grit.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And you can
and
see how much they're eating that way. Go ahead.
sorry, Mike Vandriak also agrees. He says, don't mix salt, give it in a separate pot.
That's right.
Okay.
So
Somebody's asking, one with iodine, question mark. Tony DeCesare.
Iodine's good for the pigeons.
one with
Yes,
iodine,
super
what does
good.
that mean?
Salt with
The
iodine?
salt with iodine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
Sure.
don't put
You want to
iodine
add
in salt.
No, I think he's saying
I
salt
might
comes
put
with
a
iodine.
little.
I don't know.
David
Iodine's great for pigeons.
Tracy
Go
says,
ahead.
I always use the rabbit spools of salt, bang in the loft, and they will lick it.
Yeah, that's
Is that right?
good, 100%.
He hangs it in the
Yep.
loft. He hangs
Yeah.
it in the loft, and they lick it. That's like, those little
Yeah.
salt blocks, right?
Yeah, or you can,
Right.
here they come like in a round little thing, and it's got a hole in it. You could just screw it down on the wall, and they'll go and lick it. Yeah.
Okay, Ryan, it's getting
Good.
late there. Well, it's already past the point of late where you are. Let's show 3 of the lots, sneak peek of the Luke Vanaplos. I believe there's a couple lots that are direct off the race team, folks. Direct off the race team, Luke Vanaplos. His auction's coming up, opens not this coming Wednesday, next Wednesday. What do we got there? Let's see.
All right. The last 2 digits are the 062. It's the photo you'll see of Luke holding the bird in his home. Now this cock is off the very best of the best of the best. I believe this is going to be an ultimate super breeding machine. This cock bird here. He is a perfect 12 plus. There's no fault in him. As I say again, it's the way God intended the pigeon to be. medium to large cast, super intelligent. The buoyancy, everything. Look at this sits in my hand. He's got a phenomenal wing on him. He's got a nice, long, large, strong wing. The forearm, super tight. Eye sign is beautiful. The back is one pintail. The vents are tremendous. And again, it's out of the very, very best.
It absolutely is. That is a direct son out of one of their foundation breeders, Wonder 62. Wonder 62 is the sire of 10 different first prize winners and grandsire to First National Chateauroux versus 44,332 pigeons, flying a distance of 772 kilometers. I mean, he's a grandsire of First National Chateauroux, the sire of this beautiful pigeon from Luke Van
Ryan,
Plas.
what's his
Available
age?
it's a 2020, Dad. He's a 2020.
Wow, what a bird. If you believe in bars, look at the wide bars on him. That's incredible.
Yeah, this is just
What a bird.
this is again perfection. I said to Luke, I said I'm going to have to call Derek because I'm not allowed to buy pigeons, right? So I'm going to say, Derek, buy this pigeon and breed out of it and fly some of the youngsters. I got a hell of a good feeling. And hey, I don't have no guys. If you want to buy, this pigeon here, oh man, Leah, if you said to me, because I know, right, I can buy the pigeon today, and I'm not going to get it for 3 years. I'll say, yes, please, no problems. Good things come to those who wait. This is the super of supers. You know what? And I'll tell you. You know when you with a little baby or a small child, you're dainty, you're very gentle, right? You hold their hand and you don't squish their hand, and you help them put their coat on, and you're gentle, right? Well, when Luke, he was so excited to show me this pigeon. He said, I have to show you this pigeon. And I said, okay. He brought me the pigeon and he handed it to me. I could feel the energy as he passed it to me, how gentle he wanted me to accept this pigeon in his hands. And with every pigeon, he was very calm, very, very soft. It was just, oh. And this pigeon here is a super of supers. You'll see it there in the photo we took with him. Look at him. He's putting on a show.
I wonder if I have that photo on my tablet here. Do I have it? Do I have it? Do I have it? Let's see. I do. Here it is. Let's see if we can. This is actually the photo of Luke with that pigeon. So proud. Look at the pride in the gentleman's face. That's the same pigeon Ryan has there, the same pigeon that will be up for auction. FeatherslyPigeonAuctions.com. Next Wednesday, the Van Plas auction opens. Okay, Ryan, what do you want to show me next? And then we have a question. You get the next one, and I'll answer the question. I wanted to ask what the cost for shipping to the U.S. is. Okay, so shipping from the U.S., the birds obviously are all in Europe or the U.K. They have to go through quarantine in the Netherlands. I believe it's $185 a bird for quarantine, plus there's a $60 booking fee. If the birds are in the UK, we have to pay for transport from the UK to the Netherlands to start the quarantine. And then they come to us. So the deal is it's 30 days in Holland, quarantine. And if you're in the US, the birds have to stay with us for 90 days here in Canada in quarantine. If you're a Canadian, the birds have to stay with us 45 days for quarantine, and then we ship them out to you. So once the border opens, right now, a reminder, guys, the border is closed for importing from Europe and the UK. We're expecting that to change within the next couple months. We haven't heard yet, but we are working on it behind the scenes to get the Canadian government to reopen up importing into Canada. So all in all, you're probably looking with shipping, if you're in the States, around $250 Canadian to import them. Could be a little higher depending on the shipping costs, but around there. And you will have to wait until the border reopens so we can get the birds into Canada. Hopefully that answers your question. Ryan, who do you got there? Give me the band number and I'll see if I can pull up the ped.
Okay, the last 3 digits are the 523.
523. Okay, I'm going to find the pedigree. You tell me, what do you like about that one?
She's just a super nice hen. She's full of fight. She's got extra muscle on her. Again, the feather quality is so silky. She's one of these hard ones to hold. Again, out of extreme superior pigeons again. Uh, and Luke and myself were both very impressed with this pigeon. She's got the fight. You see it like a firecracker. Gorgeous, rich eye. I mean, a super eye sign. And Luke is not an eye sign man, but I told you, it was like going to Tiffany's. And the eye on this pigeon's tremendous. The body, the muscle, the feather quality. Just a super pigeon.
So this is a direct, well, first of all, it's a full sister to twin Sasha, winner of 3 times first Queverrain, and also Sabina, and also super champion. It is a direct daughter of Favorite Oscar. Favorite Oscar is the winner of 20 times in the top 10. First Chevrens, second Queverrain, second Chevrens, third Noyon, etc., etc. Who's the dam? The dam is Charlotte, also a super racer. Super racer, winner of a bunch of prizes. I'm just taking a look here quickly at the pedigree. His pedigrees are in, I believe, Flemish, so I'm going to have a fun time transcribing these. Charlotte is also a super breeder who is the mother. She has bred several first prize winners. That's just me briefly having a look at the pedigree, guys. I will obviously get more details on this pigeon once their auction opens, but it's a little sneak peek there. What a beauty.
It is. It's super, super quality. He was very proud to show me. This was the second one he pulled out to show me. He said these will be the good ones, the super good ones. And we went through all the birds, and Leah, I have a little treat for you. And this pigeon is one of my favorites. It's the only one with war paint. So I will show you this guy.
While you're getting that pigeon, we have a question. When mixing pellets with their feed, the pigeons may not bother with touching the salt. When mixing pellets with the feed, the pigeons might not bother with touching the salt. So put the salt separate. Don't mix the salt in. Leave the salt separate. If they need it, they will get it. Leave it in the loft at all times and let them lick at it or eat it as they want.
If they have it all the time, they won't overdose on it. They won't pig out. They get it used to their system, and then they just go over whenever they want it. So you keep it fresh, and there you go.
Okay, who we got there?
The 119.
119. Okay, let's see. You show me and I'll tell you. Ooh, nice. Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Blue checker, white flight.
This is a pigeon boy.
This is Patrick, by the way, a 2020 from Lisbeth and Luke Vandeplas. Brother of Pegasus, the super racer. First Milan, second Milan, seventh Milan, seventh Milan, etc., etc. Let's see, who are the parents? The dam is First Love, a direct guy, Van der Auer. My God, I say that wrong every time. Half sister, second Verizon, 8,000 pigeon. Half sister, Le Malone, 4,000 pigeon. The dam is a super breeder as well. This is my first time really getting in depth in these pedigrees. I'm going to have to brush up on my Flemish.
Oh, you won't have to worry with this guy. Whoever gets this guy, they're going to love him. Oh, he's got muscles. He's not a big pigeon. He's buoyant. Look at the character in him. He's very intelligent. And again, the feathers are second to none. They're just painted right on. I like this pigeon a lot. So there you see him. Just a little sneak peek.
Beauty. Very nice.
I think
Dominique
so.
Eslov says they look great. They absolutely are great. And guys, also I wanted to mention, if you are in North America and you purchase one of these auction birds, rest assured that the pigeons will be staying with the breeder once the auction closes until we are able to get the birds shipped out. So if the border here doesn't open for a couple months, not to worry. They will stay at the breeder's loft. They will continue to be cared for in the same fashion that they've been cared for the whole time. And when it's time, they will be sent to us. So not to worry there.
Yeah, 100%.
Before we wrap up, because I know it's super late there, Ryan, we have how many perches left in the Pioneer one loft race? 58? 58,
Yeah,
I think.
58.
58 perches left at the Pioneer one loft race. Guys, you know what to do. 5 perches for $1,500 or 1 perch for $350. Follow us along all summer long as we show you the good, the bad, and the ugly of one loft racing. It's not only one loft racing, it is consecutive flying 8 weeks in a row, along with the Pioneer Combine, and you're going to see it all day in and day out. We go live from the loft, right from Loft Manager Richards and Loft Manager Ryan. You will see your birds compete all summer long. 58 perches left. Where do you guys reserve your perches? Either on Win Companion under the Pioneer Racing Pigeon Club or on FIPA.ca. We have perches available there for purchase. Or just shoot us a message and let us know you want to be part of it. Great show tonight. Thank you guys for your questions, comments, and participation. Ryan, what time is it there now? 5 o'clock in the morning?
I don't know. What time is it?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock
4
in the
o'clock in the
morning.
morning.
4 o'clock in the morning,
4 o'clock.
Belgian time or Netherlands time. Ryan, you're going to be tired tomorrow. Chris would like 5, please. Okay. Chris Marshman. Do we have her down? I'm not sure. But if we don't, we will put you down. Not a problem.
Well, she might want another team. That's okay. And again, guys, you can put as many teams in as you want. You're going to have a good time. I told Luke about our race, and he heard the course. He heard this. He says, the pigeons that finish your race, they'll breed good ones. He says, testing pigeons like that, you find the good ones. So you want to find the good ones of your own. Let's see how they do. Bring them down.
How many, Ryan, how many
play.
prizes are there in this
just for starters, there's 233 prizes. The lowest prize is $100. So you guys do the math there. So 233 prizes, and the worst prize is $100. You guys are going to make money all day. We want to see a whole bunch of winners. Winners, happy people, participation, get on board, fly, have fun.
Who is Johnny? Johnny's asking, hey, this is Abreu Loft from Manhattan. Being so much shipping, do they stress out? Oh, I think what he's asking is when the pigeons have to go through quarantine, does it stress them out with so much travel?
The great thing with these birds are they're past that point. So they're older. They're matured. They're matured enough. They're not babies on their the first 3 or 4 flights or 5 flights. These birds have fully matured out. So you don't have those problems. Now, is it to say that something can't happen? Yes. Hey, this is life. This is livestock. You're seeing me here today on the show. Tomorrow I can be dead. That's the truth. So you have to understand that as well. Can I guarantee anything in life? No, I can't guarantee anything. But what I can say is these pigeons that come from Europe, they're on another level. They've been graded. They've been tested. They've been vaccinated properly. They've been taken care of by 100% real pigeon people. 100%. Another level.
Yeah. Next level.
If I can say,
go ahead.
If I can say a word, a racing pigeon is normally number one, very resilient. Okay. And the other thing is these birds that are coming, and Feathers Elite, have been selected from the top racing pigeon people in Europe. So that means it's like these birds have been tested, like Ryan said, to accomplish. These people don't keep stuff that hasn't got the Constitution. So
that's right.
they're
Well said.
very I should say resilient, very strong. Racing pigeon is normally very resilient, like a roller's resilient. Tipplers are resilient. They're a
Right.
performance bird, and these people take these birds to this level that, and if they're a yearling or a little more,
Even
it's
better.
even better. Yeah.
That's right.
So that's right.
So
Right?
rest
If they
assured,
can't, like they say, if I wean my young ones and I show them where the water is once, or if I have a couple old hens in the section, and if they don't watch and learn where that water is, and you see some blinking their eyes after a few days because they haven't learned, you know where they're going. Same as they don't go for the feed and they start whining where mommy is. They don't learn, I got to survive. You know where they're going. So these people, right from the beginning, these birds are hardened right up. Would you agree,
absolutely.
Ryan?
We would all agree.
Leah? Yeah.
Okay, so stay tuned this week. As I said, tomorrow we will have the lot viewing with Formula One, both Johns. We did a pre-recorded interview where we show all the lots, and both Johns talk about each lot. That will be tomorrow on our Feathersleep Pigeon Auctions page. I will also be uploading or showing on our Pioneer page. I will show the interview with Thomas Zimmerman, showing the new Benzing M2. We also have a great video that you did with Tom's Pigeon Museum, Ryan, where he goes through all of the old clocks that he has in the collection. I will upload that tomorrow on our Pioneer and Feathersleep page if anybody is interested. And Wednesday, we have Derek Walsh opening. And guys, you're going to be able to see his loft tour, which I will open up for viewing on Wednesday as well. Busy week here at Feathersleep for Ryan and for myself. Ryan is back at Luke Vandeplas tomorrow, doing some videoing, I believe, and then headed to another fancier. I won't say who, but war paint, and more war paint, and one of the nicest ladies in the Belgian pigeon racing sport. That's all I'm going to say. Great show. Thank you, Ryan. Thanks, Loft Manager Richard. Thank you guys on YouTube and Facebook for contributing your comments, your questions. This show works best when we're interactive. Thank you guys so much. We'll be back next Monday night for the Pioneer Family Show. Ryan, anything you want to say to wrap it up?
Follow the bouncing ball, ladies and gentlemen. It's right there. It's right in front of you. You want the best? The best is there. Open your eyes. You'll see it. Just take your time. Like Derek said, slow down. Relax. You'll see it. All right. Ricky, good show. Leah, great show. Pioneer
Have a
Family,
good night.
terrific. Terrific. Enjoy
Thumbs
those
up.
pigeons. Thumbs up. I'm Ryan, Richard, and Leah. Leah, Richard, and Ryan. Thanks for flying with us, guys. You have a great evening, and enjoy those pigeons. Bye for now.
Thanks, guys.